Nothing makes me more sad when I meet someone, either dating or through life in general, that their whole essence communicates weakness. Their whole essence communicates psychological vulnerability. Their whole essence communicates an internal gap in their hearts that they're looking to be filled by someone's validation. And the problem with these people is that, unfortunately, they tend to attract predators. I tend to notice those types of people. I tend to sense, prey, people who are very easily taken advantage of. Why? Because that's how I used to be. I used to have those traits. I think I do to a certain degree, but not to the level that I used to, right? And because of that, when I see that, it, for some reason, it always gets confirmed, right? And there is a part of me that I can't respect them, right? But then there's a part of me that has extreme compassion for them, because a lot of them are not aware of how they're creating their dynamic, how they're creating their reality. Some people automatically attract people who take advantage of them, but for the simple fact that everything about your essence communicates weakness. So we're going to be going over some of those behaviors that I've seen in people in my life, that if they just stop doing certain things, stop giving certain looks, stop responding a certain way, possibly they could communicate strength, enough strength to at least deter people from manipulating them or trying them, right? And at the core of all of this is a deep level of unhappiness, a deep sense of not belonging to anyone. And because of that, you tend to be attracted to whoever gives you any form of validation. As humans, we feel lonely when we're not accepted by people. And because of that, just like cattle, just like animal of herd, for example, zebras, a zebra lives in an environment with other zebra, right? But the problem with that is that a lot of zebras tend to fight each other, bite each other, kick each other's kids. But a lot of them don't leave that abusive environment because the alternative is getting eaten by lions or hyenas. And so a lot of people stay in those toxic relationships, stay in situations where they're getting played, lied to, where when there's a power dynamic that's unfair, all because they're afraid to be alone. And this lack of being happy, lack of satisfaction with themselves, causes them to become more psychologically vulnerable to manipulation, psychologically vulnerable to situations that completely break them from the inside. And this will show in your face, in your nonverbal cues, in your behavior, which will encourage more of that behavior. So let's talk about that. And this for me is honestly one of those things that whenever I see someone in this situation, I really want to help them. Even if I'm dating them, I would prefer to not even date them, just to tell them, hey, motherfucker, wake up. Are you even aware of how you're coming across? You're looking like a freaking bunny in the middle of the Serengeti and there's a bunch of hyenas and you're asking for help from the hyenas. Okay, let's begin this, man. The first one is this: over apologetic. Like, this one is the one that, like, I remember this one girl, she forgot to order the Uber where we were supposed to go, and I was like, yo, you forgot to order the Uber. And her first instinct was to say this: I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm like, yo, the fuck, you gonna make me look like an abuser here, girl? Why are you over apologizing? And she had this crazy freaking habit of over apologizing for everything. And I would look at her sideways. I'm like, why do you need to apologize to me for so much? And no matter how many times I told her, she couldn't stop it. She could not stop over apologizing. And that was really problematic, because the sensation that it gave me was that I could gaslight her. The sensation that she gave me was that I could tell her anything. The sensation that she gave me was that she could join a cult. Like anyone can tell her they're Jesus and she'll freaking believe it if you have enough certainty behind that. And that to me really, really broke my heart. And this is something that we all do, and not all do, but we do to a certain extent when we want a person's validation a lot. Over apologizing, apologize for once, and don't apologize like looking like a freaking like a beggar. Like, no, apologize with firmness, and that's that. The next one is never speaking up for yourself. That same girl, there were things that people would do to her that, like, people were owing her money and she wouldn't say nothing, but she would still hang out with them, right? She would hang out with people who owed her money. She would hang out with people who flaked her multiple times. She would hang out with people who insulted her. And because she was a forgiving person, and because she was so loving, and the reason why she was so loving was because she was hurt as a kid. She didn't have her parents. She didn't have anybody, and so she was pretty much alone in the world. And you could sense how somebody who feels alone in this world can just are looking for anyone to show her some form of affection. And because of that, you're willing to forgive a lot. People, loneliness is a really, really debilitating thing. And to me, whenever I see people like that, it's a sign of deep unhappiness. And I was just, and me, I'm someone who's just observed. You know, I don't like to get in the way, tell people what to do. You know what I'm saying? But I would just observe. And she was like, man, this girl, I can't believe my friend just canceled a meetup today. Man, okay, she's rescheduling. Okay, let's hang out next week. And I would look at her and look, she's not your friend. But she wouldn't see it. She felt so lonely that she would overlook red flags in people. And so she was surrounded by sharks. And to me, honestly, it was a really weird sensation for me being around her as a friend. She was a friend of mine. The sensation that I felt was, a part of me was like, yo, you could take advantage of this bitch. You could. Like, this girl is one of the nicest and most gullible people I have ever met in my life. And a part of me just felt like I'm like, yo, like, I gotta help this chick, man. Like, I gotta tell her what I know here, you know? And I would tell her all the time, look, that's not your friend. That's not your friend. That's not your friend. What are you talking about? I remember one time when I owe her money, right? She let me borrow $50 when we went to a bar. And I forgot about it, and she never mentioned it. A month later, I was like, yo, do you know I owe you money? She was like, yeah, but I was waiting for you. I'm like, you can't do this. I forgot that I owed you money, but some people know they owe you money, and they still don't give it to you. This is something that the whole time I was annoyed. Anyways, next one, weak body language. Another thing that she did, right, is her body language was, I'll keep her because it was many years ago. Her body language was just a shit show, like this, like that, like it was just weakness emanating from her, like radiation. And the way that she would talk, she would have like just like that, like just like that, the body language, like that. That was her body language, like that. She was nice. She was really friendly, really loving person. But she just looked like a little girl waiting for her dad. That type of body language tells people you could break me. That type of body language tells people you could take advantage of me. And this is something visceral. People don't think about this. They feel an aggressive urge to take from you. And along with the body language is not having an angry face and an assertive face. A lot of people rarely show their anger to people. They only show anger towards themselves. Your angry face is there for a reason. It's there to threaten. It's there to deter people. And if you're not able to show the angry face because of fear of being pushed away, fear of losing that friend, fear of losing that partner, you're gonna inspire more aggression from other people. And if you don't know how to have that aggressive voice when somebody does something wrong, you're never gonna communicate to people that you're serious about what you're saying. This is something that to me is one of those things that I just wish that I could put my brain into hers and say, hey, you are about to embark in a life of complete manipulation and complete chaos. You are gonna eventually date men who will literally take advantage of you, who will literally completely destroy your life, take everything from you. I'm with you as a friend. I could sense the weakness emanating from you. It's all in the face, and you're not in your voice. If you respond with aggression with weakness, people just get more aggressive. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about your faith. They only care what they can take from you. If you're showing weakness, people don't respect you. They don't even look at you as human. People only respect those who have strength. They only give people humanity to those who have a strength emanating from you. That's why people don't respect kids that much, because they have a literal weakness. People only give a humanity to those who they feel like are on their level, right? But when they feel like you're below them, either socially, financially, there's a certain level. Sorry, people. Oh my God, he fucking died. No, I'm alive, people, right? there's a certain level of dehumanization that people tend to experience whenever you communicate that type. And if you don't know how to do that, it's very simple, right? Learn to have more of a stoic face. Relax the face, right? Relax your nonverbal cues and just relax it, literally. Just and speak in a direct, no up and down, just straight tone of voice. Whenever you're speaking to someone, whenever you want to communicate strength, do not have those fluctuations in voice. Just have a serious, straight, like almost like downward voice, not upward, like asking a question, right? And the last one, and not the last one, but the next one is or relying emotionally on someone who has proven themselves to you. One of the traits that I notice when somebody communicates weakness is that they start to rely on you without really knowing you, without really knowing your character, without you really proving themselves to you. They start to trust you too soon, too fast, and start to give you emotional responsibility. They start to rely on you emotionally. And people who do that are looking for someone to save them. And that just communicates weakness. That tells people you have no internal locus of control. You have no control over your emotions. And that creates an exploitative relationship. Most people will take advantage of that. Most people don't have the compassion to stop you in your tracks and to tell you don't do this. They just don't. Most people have a hunger for power, a hunger to have someone under their control. And a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people get drunk on that. And so what they do then is that they completely make you dependent on them. You give them the power because you can't control your emotions. And so then they use you as a vessel to feel powerful. And so they stop seeing you as a person and you get used. But in your mind, you're going to interpret that as somebody caring for you because at least they're giving you attention. At least they're showing something. At least they're feeling something for you. Come on, man. You know, it's you can't be in that. The next one is coming back after they made mistakes. They're the ones that did something bad. You come back apologizing. They're the ones, they didn't pay you when they owed you money. You come back apologizing. They were the ones that canceled the meetup, that didn't meet up on the right time and canceled it. You come back apologizing. People see that and they salivate, lick their lips, go like that, go old Birdman on you. And the last one, trauma. Trauma is the one that people see in the face. Whenever you have trauma, when you get too traumatized, it shows in your face. There's a nervousness. You can't even help it. You know, like your body language gets closed down. Like worry. It shows through. And what that shows to people, whenever you communicate those traumas, and look, there's nothing wrong with having psychological problems. You know what I'm saying? The problem is that in the social realm, when people don't know you, and when you don't know people's intentions, people see that as an opportunity to take something from you. They see you as weak. You're showing psychological vulnerabilities, and it awakens the prey in people. And a lot of these people who show weakness consistently, they're just traumatized kids. People who were traumatized as children who never healed, and so they're using relationships in the opposite sex as a way to cope with their emotions. You know, and I personally feel the most compassion for those people, the most compassion, because they're not aware of what's going on, and they're not aware of the hell they're walking into. And the way that they see the world through rose-colored glasses. Those are the romantics. Those are, because again, romanticism is inspired by insecurity. They're really insecure people. So they really are nice people. And if the funny thing, if they meet someone who doesn't take advantage of their weakness, they could be the best partners and they could grow together. But the problem is that you have to be lucky to find someone who doesn't take advantage of that, because it's just too much of an easy victory, too much of an easy bait, man. And some people just cannot resist. They have too much of a predator inside of them, you know? And I just wish if anybody is in this situation, you have to stop this now. You are creating this reality for you. No one's creating this. You're just the one. You're sending the scent, those weak pheromones, like a bear catching the scent of a weak prey, and they're coming after you because you're sending those signs of weakness. You know, look, man. If you're in that situation, man, if you want to work with me one-on-one. Work with me one-on-one, call me. It's gonna be a private one-on-one phone call. The videos you see of the Pillow Talk hours are people who agree to ask me questions and make the videos public. But if you guys want a private call and you're in this type of situation, I can really help you out with that. I really could. So please click in the description down below before I close the channel. Take care. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So my course, The Feminine Woman, has been released. Right? We have 3 more videos left, but I think it's time to put the price at $99. Click in the description down below. That course, I will teach you how to use your femininity, how to express power through your feminine energy, how to think like a man while remaining like a woman, how to embrace the masculine of yours, how to embrace your masculine side, like how to think like a man, how to set goals like a man, how to show strength like a man, but also how to communicate the femininity without losing that masculine edge. The course is pretty much meant to help you integrate the masculine and the feminine without losing the feminine energy. So if you guys want to do this, you guys can click on the description down below where it says purchase The Feminine Woman. I can promise you, man, this is a course that if you watch, it's not what you expect. It's not what you expect. It's gonna be better than you expect. In fact, those videos blow my mind, man. And if you purchase a course, you guys can also be part of the group chat, because there that's where I update the course and tell you guys what types of videos that I'm making, and that's where you guys tell me what types of videos to update. But there in the chat, people are saying how amazing the video is, how incredible, how it's truly, honestly, just click in the description down below, purchase it, and if you don't like it, just get your money back. It's a course that will communicate strength and power. So, in not only in your relationships, but in your work life, in your family life, in your friendship life. It's a course that I made, that if I made for my nieces, this would be the course. Okay, so purchase it right now. You want to close it.